Good day everyone, especially to our instructor, Mr. Markim, sir. So our assigned topic is all about types of technical report. But before that, let's find out what is the technical report means. So technical report is a format report designed to convey technical information in a clear and easily accessible format. And also, there are three main parts of technical report: the introduction, body of the report, summary, conclusions, and recommendations. So let's proceed to the first types of technical report, which is progress report. An assessment that takes place during a project or process that conveys details such as what sub-goals have been accomplished or something which must be achieved on the way to achieving a main objective. Then what resources have been expended, what problems have been encountered, then whether the project or process is expected to be completed on time and within the budget. And the main purpose of progress report is the project monitoring. It's the process of keeping a close eye on the entire project management life cycle and ensuring project activities are on the right track, and also the accountability. And then the progress report have several important functions. First is reassure recipients that you are making progress, that the project is going smoothly, and that it will be complete by expected date. Then second, force you to establish a work schedule so that you complete the project on time. And also give you a chance to discuss problems in the project and thus to forewarn recipients. Then provide the recipients with a brief look and some of the findings or some of the work or of the project. Then lastly, give the recipients a chance to evaluate your work on the project and to request changes. Points to be covered in progress report. In the progress report, you explain any or all the following. So how much of the work is complete? What part of the work is currently in progress? What work remains to be done? What problems or unexpected things? How the project is going in general. So those questions will give you the idea or for you to be guided on what needs to be done and what the outcome will be. And there are 5 contents of progress report: the introduction, project description, work status, problems encountered, and summary and conclusion. And introduction, it should include the topic and purpose of the report. Very briefly explain the project and what progress report is for. Then the time period covered, the date from the commencement of the project to the present date. Then the project description. In most progress report, include a project description to review the details of your project for the recipients. Then work status. It describes work completed before the report, work completed during this time period present work, and work you need to complete before you finish the project future work. And problems encountered. Describe problems encountered during the report period and solutions adopted. Then describe problems not solved and propose solutions. And last, summary and conclusions. Give an overall assessment of the work progress on site and highlighting the issues to be brought to the attention. And give an estimate for the completion date for the project. So those are the things that we should know about the progress report. And it is more important to pay attention to it so that the outcome of our task is good.
Good day, everybody. I am Jolly Gato. So today, my assigned topic is about annual report. So annual report is usually lengthy report issued yearly by an organization giving an account of its internal workings and especially its finances. These reports contains information such as performance highlights, details, financial information, and objectives and goals. So overall, annual reports records all the important details or achievement that we achieve.
Good day everyone, my name is Sarami Polina from BSF2A. Today, I will discuss to you my report which is example of letter report. These are the 8 types of letter report. First is formal or informal report. Second is short or long report. Third is informational or analytical reports. Fourth is proposal report. Fifth is vertical or lateral report. Sixth is internal or external report. Seven is periodic report. And last is functional report. First is formal or informal report. Formal reports are carefully structured, they stress objectivity and organization, contain much detail, and are written in a style that tends to eliminate such as element as personal pronouns. Informal reports are usually short message with natural, casual use of language. The internal memorandum can generally be described as an informal report. Formal and informal report are two most common types of business report. When a report is highly structured and is relatively long in size, it is called a formal report. On the other hand, when a report is less structured and is short size, it is called an informal report. Next is short or long report. A short report is generally called an informal report, while a long report is usually referred to as a formal report. Long report present a range and an in-depth view of a problem or idea. It also requires lots of studies and it's much more widespread. Next is informational or analytical report. Informational report or annual reports, monthly financial report, and report on personal absenteeism carry objective information from one area of an organization to another. Analytical report or scientific research, feasibility report, and real estate appraisals present attempt to solve problem. Informational report consists of the only presentation of information, detailed conversation, and analysis are not provided, while the analytical report provides a comprehensive conversation on the basis of the analyzed data. Next is proposal report. The proposal is a variation of problem-solving report. A proposal is a document prepared to describe how one organization can meet the needs of another. Most governmental agencies advertise their needs by issuing requests for proposal or RFPs. The RFP specify a need and potential suppliers prepare proposal report telling how they can meet that need. A proposal report, in the technical sense, is a document that tries to persuade the reader to implement a proposed plan or approve a proposed project. Next is vertical or lateral report. This classification refers to the direction a report travels. Report that more upward and downward the hierarchy are referred to as vertical report. Such as report contribute to management control. Lateral report, on the other hand, assist in coordination in the organization. A report traveling between units of the same organization level or production and finance department is lateral. Next is internal and external report. Internal reports travel within the organization. External reports, such as an annual report of companies, are prepared for distribution outside the organization. Internal financial reports are designed to be viewed only by individuals within the organization, whereas external financial report can be accessed by any person outside the organization. Next is periodic report. Periodic reports are issued on regularly scheduled dates. They are generally upward directed and serve management control. Pre-printed form and computer-generated data contribute to uniformity of periodic report. A periodic report is a feature that periodically summarizes up data and logs the summarized result. The feature summarizes up data hourly, daily, monthly, or at certain intervals, and then logs the result. The early results are discarded. Last is functional report. This classification includes accounting report, marketing report, financial reports, and a variety of other reports that take their designation from the ultimate use of the report. Almost all reports could be included in most of these categories, and a single report could be included in several classifications.
Good day everyone, I'm Kagas Junian. My topic is all about the example of project report. Project status report, REST report, executive report, resource report, and variance report. Project status report is useful for reporting the progress and crucial activities of the project. It is a tool that streamlines the communication effort between the project team and the key stakeholders. The project status report can be used for keeping the record of the past event, actions, and decisions. REST report. This type of project report helps in reporting the risk management strides of the project team to the stakeholders. It documents the successful management of the existing and emerging risks that are synonymous with a project. The risk report should include a brief statement of the risk profile of the project, the details of the risks that have the potential of the truncating the project, and how you plan to manage them. Executive report. This is the type of report that summarizes the organization's business plan for lenders. It helps collate the outcome of multiple research studies for decision making. The executive report is the tool for kickstarting a conversation with the investors. However, the executive report of your project should be prepared in a manner that gives a great impression in the minds of the readers. It should be concise and begin with a comprehensive summary of the project. Resource report. This is a type of project report that allows the project team and stakeholders to gain insight into how the resources are shared across the tasks of the project. So the project resources report will show the breakdown of which project team member is allocated to which task in which day. The project resource report is useful for highlighting the problem of overallocating project resources. And last is variance report. The variance report is useful for comparing the project plan against the actual results of the project. It offers a metric to measure if the project is on track, ahead of schedule, or running behind schedule. Furthermore, variance report will collect the organize the data on what you are comparing in a project. This can be a budget, schedule, or scope. That's all.
Good day everyone, I'm Rosie Sala, and now I will discuss about analytical reports. Analytical report is a type of report or evaluation of a particular set of circumstances that relate to a company performance. Data is collected, analyzed, and presented to determine what the next course of action to be taken should be. Analytical report refers to the report that contains information along with necessary analysis, explanation, and recommendations. Analytical report, it is a type of a business report that uses quantitative and qualitative company data to evaluate as well as analyze a business strategy or procedure while empowering employees to make data-driven decisions based on evidence and analytics. That is, an analytical report not only represents and analyzes information but interprets the information and makes recommendation. How to use an analytical report. An analytical report and reporting tool solution exist to address and solve the problem. To create an effective report that provides solution, evaluations, recommendations, and assessment, consider the following guidelines. First is the identifying the problem. Begin with identifying the problem or situation within a company, and then explain who that problem affects. When describing the problem, consider when it started, what measures have been taken to address it, and whether or not those approaches have been effective. Second is explaining the methods. Explain in detail the methodology that has been previously used to address the concerns. Make sure to be thorough and precise in detail. Also, determine which alternative methodologies can be applied to resolve the set of circumstances. And last, analyzing data. This portion focuses on the success and failures of previous practices that we applied to resolve the problem. To determine analysis of the available data that back up his assertion should be included in the report. Benefits of analytical report. First is the quick access and easy to understand data. Second, better understanding and operational and business activities. Third, data visualization enables users to view and understand large amount of information regarding operational and business condition. And last one is one of the greatest advantage of data visualization is it brings triable insight to the surface.
Okay, so good day everyone. My name is Junilyn F. Gamayon, and today I am going to discuss to all of you the example of a feasibility study. So I assume that some of you does not know what is feasibility study yet. What is feasibility? A feasibility study is an assessment of the practicality of a proposed plan or project. A feasibility study analyzes the viability of a project to determine whether the project or venture is likely to succeed. The study is also designed to identify potential issues and problems that could arise from pursuit. Okay, so what I have here is my example of a feasibility study. Note that this is just an example and I will only show to you what's inside or what it looks like when conducting feasibility study. So to write a feasibility study, first we must describe the project, like the abstract. So the purpose of the abstract is where the brief summary of a research article or thesis is reviewed. And then the introduction. The introduction, this is what you are trying to answer and why it is important to do this research. And then the methodology. Methodology, this chapter explains what you did and how you did it, evaluate the reliability and the validity of the research. And then the results and discussion. The discussion interprets the meaning of the results, puts them in context, and explains why they matter. So second is outline solutions resulting from the project. And third is list the criteria And the third is list the criteria for evaluating this solution. The purpose of the table is each table in a thesis must have a caption that tells concisely what it contains. And then the supply analysis. Supply analysis is a system of input and output equations used to determine supply responses to changing circumstances by producers. And then the technical aspect. Technical aspect helps you determine the efficacy of your proposed project by examining the details of your intended project. And fourth, state which solution is most feasible for the project. Just like the unquantifiable benefits, the unquantifiable benefits are all outputs, results achieved in return for investment dollars associated with an alternative. And then the management aspect. Management aspect, this is to determine the option of effectiveness, the organizational setup, and the qualifications. And lastly, the fifth one is to make a conclusion statement. As you can see, the purpose of the conclusion is intended to help the reader understand why your research should matter to them after they have finished reading the paper. And then the recommendation. Recommendation are the added suggestions.
And this time, I will discuss about proposals. A proposal in the technical sense is a document that tries to persuade the reader to implement a proposed plan or approve a proposed project. So most businesses rely on effective proposal writing to ensure successful continuation of their business and to get new contracts. Then, proposals are persuasive documents intended to initiate a project and get the reader to authorize a course of action proposed in the document. And this might include proposals to perform tasks such as conducting a feasibility study, a research project, and etc. Then, provide a product and also provide a service. Then, proposals can have various purposes and thus take many forms. They may include sections such as the following: the introduction and or background, problem statement, purpose, motivation, goal and objectives, definition of scope and approach, review of the state of the art, then technical background, project description, schedule of work and timeline, budget, qualifications, and also conclusions. Then, the four kinds of proposals categorized in terms of whether or not they were requested and whether they are meant to solve a problem within your own organization or someone else. Then, from the following descriptions, you will see that can they also overlap. First is solicited proposals. An organization identifies a situation or a problem that it wants to improve or solve and issues an RFP or request form proposals asking for proposals on how to address it. The requesting organization will build proposals and choose the most convincing one, often using a detailed scoring rubric, objective chart to determine which proposal best responds to the request. Then second, unsolicited proposals. A writer A writer perceives a problem or opportunity and takes the initiative to propose a way to solve the problem or take advantage of the opportunity without being requested to do so. So this can often be the most difficult kind of proposal to get approved. Then third, internal proposals. These are written by and for someone within the same organization. Since both the writer and reader share the same workplace context, these proposals are generally shorter than external proposals and usually address some way to improve a work-related situation, the productivity, efficiency, profit, and etc. So as internal documents, they are often sent as memos or introduced with a memo if the proposal is lengthy. Then last is external proposals. These are sent outside of the writer's organization to a separate entity, usually to solicit business. Since these are the external documents, they are usually sent as formal report if long, then introduced by a cover letter of transmittal. Then, the additional proposal elements to consider: describe your qualifications to take on or lead this project. Persuade the reader that you have the required skills, experience, and expertise to complete this job. Then decide what topics to use to illustrate your ideas, present data, and enhance your pitch. Then include secondary research to enhance your credibility and the strength of your proposal. And last is choose format. Is this a memo to internal audience or a formal report to external audience? Does it require a letter of transmittal? So, then also we should consider the language considerations. The proposals are fundamentally persuasive documents, so paying attention to the rhetorical situation, position of the reader upward, lateral, downward, or outward communication, the purpose of the proposal, the form, and the tone is paramount. So you must clearly define your purpose and audience before you begin to write. And also be sure you have done research so you know what you're talking about. Then remain positive and constructive. You are seeking to improve a situation. Then be solution oriented. Don't blame or dwell on the negative. Then make your introduction very logical, objective, and empirical, and don't start off sounding like an advertisement or sounding biased, and avoid logical fallacies. Then last is use primarily logical and ethical appeals. Use emotional appeals sparingly. Then last is, as always, adhere to the 7 C's by making sure that your writing is clear and coherent. Don't confuse your reader with unclear ideas or unenergically organized, structured, and concise and courteous. Don't annoy your reader with clutter, unnecessary padding, inappropriate tone, or hard to read or formatting. Then concrete and complete. Avoid vague generalities, give specifics, and don't leave off necessary information. Then last is correct. Then don't undermine your professional credibility by neglecting grammar and spelling or by including inaccurate information. That's all. Thank you and God bless everyone.